top 5 upcoming movies of 2026 you absolutely need to watch, from superhero chaos to brutal fight tournaments and one seriously creepy horror concept. Number 5. Spider-Man Brand New Day, 2026, directed by Destin Daniel Cretton. Spider-Man is starting fresh again, and honestly, that's what makes this movie so interesting right from the start. After everything Peter Parker has gone through, losing people, losing his identity, and essentially becoming a stranger to everyone he loves, this film feels like more than just another sequel. It feels like a reset, and not the boring kind of reset, the kind that gives a character room to breathe again. What I personally find exciting is the potential for a more grounded Spider-Man story. We've had the multiverse madness, we've seen alternate versions, and while that was fun, it also made things feel a bit overwhelming. Now, we're back to basics. A young man trying to survive in a big city, dealing with real problems, while also carrying the weight of being a hero. That balance is where Spider-Man shines the most. You can expect new villains stepping into the spotlight, and that alone is a big deal. New villains mean new challenges, new motivations, and new ways for Peter to grow. And let's be honest, some of the best Spider-Man stories come from how he handles personal struggles, not just how he wins fights. I'm also expecting a stronger emotional tone in this one. The kind that makes you actually care about what's happening, not just watch it for the action. If they get that right, this could easily become one of the most memorable Spider-Man films in years. Number 4. Street Fighter 2026, directed by Danny and Michael Philippou. Now this one is interesting, and I'll be honest, it's also a bit risky. Street Fighter movies haven't exactly had the best track record in the past. Most of them struggled to capture what made the game special in the first place. But this reboot feels different. It feels like they're finally trying to take it seriously. And that alone is a huge step. The Philippou brothers bring a very energetic and intense style to their projects, and that's exactly what a fighting game adaptation needs. This isn't supposed to be slow or overly complicated. It's supposed to be fast, impactful, and full of personality. Think about it. Characters like Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, these aren't just fighters, they're icons. Each one has their own story, their own style, their own reason for stepping into battle. What I'm really hoping for is that the movie doesn't just focus on the fights, even though the fights are obviously important. It needs to give these characters depth, give them reasons to exist beyond just throwing punches. But let's talk about the fights for a second, because that's where this movie can really shine. If the choreography is done right, this could easily deliver some of the best hand-to-hand combat scenes we've seen in years. Not just flashy moves, but fights that feel real, intense, and meaningful. And if they manage to combine that with strong character moments, then this might end up being one of the biggest surprises of 2026. Number 3. Spider-Man Noir, 2026, directed by Harry Bradbeer. This one stands out immediately because it's not trying to be like the others. Spider-Man Noir takes everything you know about Spider-Man and flips it completely. Instead of bright colors, advanced tech, and fast-paced action, you get shadows, mystery, and a slower, more deliberate style. Set in a 1930s-inspired world, this story leans heavily into detective themes. It's less about saving the world and more about uncovering secrets, solving crimes, and navigating a dangerous environment where trust is rare. And honestly, that's what makes it so appealing. Superhero stories can sometimes feel repetitive, especially when they follow the same formula over and over again. But this feels fresh. It feels like a different genre entirely, just with a familiar character at the center. Personally, I love when movies take risks like this, when they step away from what's expected and try something new. The darker tone also opens the door for deeper storytelling. You can explore themes like corruption, justice, and morality in a way that feels more grounded. It's not just about good versus evil anymore, it's about understanding the gray areas in between. Even though this project leans toward a series-style format, the cinematic approach makes it feel just as impactful as a full movie. And if the execution is strong, it could easily become one of the most talked about releases of the year. Number 2. Mortal Kombat 2 2026, directed by Simon McQuoid. Now this is where things get intense. Mortal Kombat has always been about pushing limits, bigger fights, stronger characters, and a level of action that doesn't hold back. The first movie laid the groundwork, but this sequel is expected to take everything to the next level. And that's exactly what fans want. More fighters, more rivalries, more moments that make you sit up and pay attention. One of the biggest expectations for this sequel is the tournament itself. It's such a central part of the Mortal Kombat identity, and seeing it fully realized on screen could be a game changer. But beyond that, it's about how the fights are presented. Mortal Kombat isn't just about action, it's about style. Each character has their own unique way of fighting, their own abilities, their own presence. And when those elements come together, you get something that feels larger than life. I'm also really curious to see how they handle new characters. Adding fresh faces can either elevate a story or make it feel crowded, so the balance has to be just right. And let's not ignore the tone. Mortal Kombat works best when it embraces its identity. It doesn't need to tone things down or try to appeal to everyone. It just needs to be what it is, intense, unapologetic, and entertaining. If they stay true to that, this could easily be one of the most exciting action movies of 2026. Number 1. The Ice Cream Man, 2026. Directed by Eli Craig. Okay, this one is different. Really different. At first glance, the concept sounds simple. An ice cream man. That's it. But the moment you start thinking about it, you realize how unsettling it actually is. There's something about taking something familiar, something innocent, and turning it into something disturbing that just works in horror. It creates a sense of discomfort that stays with you. And that's exactly what this movie seems to be aiming for. Instead of relying purely on jump scares, it looks like it's focusing more on atmosphere and tension. The kind of horror that builds slowly, that makes you feel uneasy even when nothing obvious is happening. Those are the kinds of movies that stick with you. I also think the mystery aspect plays a huge role here. Who is this ice cream man? What's really going on? Why do things feel off? When a movie asks questions like that and takes its time answering them, it pulls you in. It makes you want to keep watching, not just to be scared, but to understand. Personally, I enjoy horror movies that trust the audience. Movies that don't just throw scares at you, but actually try to tell a story. And if this film manages to balance suspense, mystery, and psychological tension, it could easily become one of those hidden gems that people keep talking about long after it's released. It's also refreshing to see a horror movie take the top spot on this list. With so many big action and superhero films coming out, having something different stand out like this is a good sign. It shows that 2026 isn't just about spectacle, it's about variety. And that's what makes this list so exciting. You've got superhero stories, fighting adaptations, dark detective vibes, intense action, and psychological horror all in one year. That kind of diversity means there's something for everyone. Whether you're into big blockbuster moments or smaller, more atmospheric stories, 2026 is shaping up to deliver in a big way. And honestly, I think this might be one of those years where we get a few unexpected hits. The kind of movies that come out of nowhere and end up being everyone's favorite. So yeah, it's definitely a year to keep an eye on. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell me which movie you're most excited for in the comments below right now. Stay tuned.